how's the market performed? We know that it's been fairly steady over recent weeks.
Yeah, actually, when you check our market, you have been experiencing some gains as well as some losses. I mean, last week, for instance, when you talk about the gains, PBC came out to be the top gainer, which recorded about 8.83%. We have HFC also recording about 5.26%. UT Bank actually dropped last Friday, but when you take from the beginning of the week to the end of the week, it recorded an appreciation of 6.9%. And apparently last week they held an AGM which they came to seek the mandate from shareholders that they will have to increase their stated capital to about 50 million. And shareholders did approve that policy. At the end of the day, people were, wondering how they are going to do it, but they came out to say that they are going to do that through right issue. They will first give the chance to the shareholders first to see how they can raise the money through them. And if that did not go well, then they will look at private placement, other inviting strategic for investors from outside Ghana or elsewhere that they think is very viable. So that such a resolution was really carried out successfully. And looking at that, you also look at when the UT Bank got listed about 2-3 years ago, and you look at the performance of the stock on the Ghana Stock Exchange, and you realize that it came with the price of our 30 pesewas, and now it's still selling almost below 30 pesewas. You get a feeling that it has not really given the chance or the opportunity for investors to have capital appreciation.
Okay, Collins, obviously, UT Bank, something that you've been following, so too SS Bank and SIC Insurance. The bank's doing well. We know that the financial index generally a very strong performer on the Ghana market. What about other sectors? I mean, we've also seen market movers being companies like Total.
Yeah, I think the petroleum industry is also doing quite well. I mean, some of us were even expecting gold to do well. But for now, they've still not come out with their audited financial results and when they are going to have the AGM. But as we look, we talk about now, I think Total has done very well in terms of the result that they posted with their unaudited figures. And therefore, almost weekly basis, we see Total doing very well. Last week, for instance, it appreciated about 2.26%, which some of us think that they are doing what is expected of them in terms of giving high dividends and also giving capital appreciation to investors.
What's the state of the currency? We know that in the last session, the cedi paid some gains against the dollar in the last week. Has the Ghanaian currency, I know it's defended by the central bank, but has it not felt any pressure with regards to volatility that we've seen in recent days because of the crisis in North Africa?
Well, I think our local currency, after for some time when it started depreciating, I mean, last week there was some volatility in our currency as against the other major trading partners. This week we have stabilized a bit, and we expect the trend to continue. Apparently, I think the problem was coming from the Libya issue, where oil price has been affected by the supply side of the oil. And at the end of the day, when it happens, because we import a lot of crude oil into our country, it gets to destabilize the kind of imports that we do in our system. And therefore, people begin to panic and see how they can also cushion their foreign exchange that they hold. But I think that the central bank have really done a very good job by way of also monitoring the market closely and also seeing as to when to intervene when there needs be. I think for the past week now, they really came out to say that anytime there is a real shortfall, they are going to stabilize it by injecting or increasing the supply side of the foreign currency. And that has really helped us a lot, and we think that going forward, our currency will still remain stable.
And general risk perceptions, Collins, I mean, Ghana finds itself with Nigeria on the one side, Cote d'Ivoire on the other side, elections postponed in Nigeria. That's led to a bit of jitters about that market. And certainly with the BRVM having suspended operations in Cote d'Ivoire and that situation not seeing any resolution, it seems, anytime soon, has Ghana not borne the brunt of risk perceptions internationally?
I think now that is the risk that as a nation we really face. I mean, if you look at how close we are to Cote d'Ivoire, it's very risky for us. In terms of our economy, You even get to realize how refugees are trooping into Ghana, and you ask yourself how they are going to impact to our unemployment rate that we already have in the system, how things infrastructure-wise and other things. It's really a risk that I think that the economic managers need to probably see the best way to handle this, because it's not going to be an easy task, and they pose a threat in terms of risk to us, and if things are not really handled perfectly, it will go to affect us on the larger note.
And what can we expect from the Ghana Stock Exchange moving forward? We're told that late Q2, early Q3, we could see some interesting new listings. Companies such as Tullow Oil, a lot of the petroleum and gas producers ready to list on the exchange?
Yeah, I think that's the expectation actually. Tullow Oil has given the Ghanaians the promise that they are going to list. We are still expecting them to honor their promise. We have one or two IPOs pending, though the IPO have not really opened yet. We think that Accra House of Folk, for instance, gave the intention of listing on the stock exchange. Comet Properties also had the opportunity to list, but at the end of the day, the listing was not successful due to one reason or the other. We think that the Ghanaian businesses should take advantage of listing on our market and give Ghanaian investors the opportunity to buy into their company. Though there are a whole lot of issues as to why people are not listing and as to the number of companies that we have on our market. But we think that going forward, because of the pension and because of the oil discovery, we think that this year people are going to get money and really invest on the market.